Today, we're going to take this action camera and turn it into something wildly more effective. We're talking about action cameras, and I'm not talking about notorious GoPro on a stick. I think it's probably no secret that I'm a bit of a camera nerd. I really love watching those videos of people rigging up their cinema cameras. Maybe you've seen them. Normally they take a normal photography camera with video capabilities and turn it into something like this monster right here. This is my primary camera. And as you can see, it's got all the things that I need on it to make it useful for me in the studio. But almost none of this crap is useful underwater. So how do you rig out an underwater camera? Well, you got to start somewhere, and we're going to start with the Insta360 Ace Pro 2. This is a crazy compact action camera with all kinds of features that make it super useful when you don't have lights or anything like that. But what if you did have lights? What could you get out of it then? Let's build out a rig so we can find out. Now, there's nothing wrong with the GoPro on a stick for a lot of situations, but as a tech diver, this really just doesn't fit in with my gear. And plus, I'm going to be deep and dark just about every time, so I'm going to need some lights. The Insta360 Ace Pro 2 is great on its own. Even with just ambient light or primary lights, you can still get pretty good video. But I'm willing to bet that what we can get with dedicated video lights on the rig is probably going to look pretty awesome. So let's get to building. If you see something you like on the rig, I'm going to put affiliate links in the description below. So if you want to pick something up, you can pick it up through the affiliate link. I get a little kickback and you get exactly what you need. So feel free to use those links if you want to support the channel. But if you don't, no worries. And we're going to be doing way more tech tip videos like this. So if you're not subscribed already, what are you waiting for? Let's party. Let's start with the housing. This is just the regular Insta360 brand dive housing for the Ace Pro 2. Honestly, it works perfectly fine as long as you're not going deeper than its rated depth limit. If you're doing recreational dives or even light technical diving, this is plenty of protection for the camera. And of course, inside the housing, I'm running the Ace Pro 2. Now, I also own a DJI Osmo Action 5, and I love it. But I often end up reaching for the Ace Pro 2 because it's just so good in low light and like tough, weird conditions. When I'm cave diving or on my rebreather, I've already got a lot to manage. It's nice to have a camera where I don't have to fiddle with the settings and I can still get fairly solid footage. This is definitely the action camera that I recommend for most people. The tray I'm using here is just a simple kit dive camera tray. It's inexpensive, plenty strong, and does the job. It's also adjustable, so I've got it as narrow as possible because the Ace Pro 2 is not a very large camera. If you're putting together a budget underwater camera setup, this tray is really all you need to mount lights and keep everything stable. The arms are also from Kit Dive. You really can't beat the price on these. For floats, I just grabbed the cheapest ones I could find online. They work, but since I've moved them around a few times, they don't always stay put. So I tend to add a zip tie onto each arm and it keeps them fairly locked down and it's not a huge issue. Now, if you wanted to go a little higher end, you could definitely spring for actual buoyancy arms. They're just nicer to work with overall, but they're more expensive. Personally, I prefer ball arms over a lock line. I want my lights to stay where they are once I set them. Lock line can be nice if you want to move your lights a lot, but I want mine to hold still. And for ball clamps, this is where I kind of splurged a little bit. I picked up these Nauticam ball clamps with shackles. They're expensive, but they give me a really clean and sturdy spot to clip on my rope handle, and I haven't found a more affordable option that has the shackles. I haven't looked in a while, so there may be something out there. The other two clamps, I didn't need anything special, so I just went with the normal ones from Kit Dive. Don't get me wrong, Ultralight and Nauticam both make amazing gear. I just feel like it's a little bit pricey for what it is. Now for the lights. I do own a couple of Big Blue 4200s, which have been great. I use them on the channel all the time. But recently I was sent these lights from Leton Power. What interests me about these is the price. They are very inexpensive compared to the name brands. Are they going to be the same quality as Big Blue? Probably not. But for the cost of one high-end light, you can buy several of these. For divers putting together a budget underwater video lighting setup, that could be a game changer. I'll be testing them to see how they hold up. Obviously, you could spend as much money as you want here. There's tons of brands out there like Keldon, Big Blue. So choose the lights that make the most sense for you. And for the last little touch, we're going to need something to carry this thing around. So we're going to add a rope handle. I also add an extra bolt snap near the bottom on the tray. That way when I'm diving side mount and I want to stow the camera folded up behind me, I can clip it off out of the way. Or if I feel like I need my rope handle out of the way, I still have an attachment point on the tray. This is one of those things that the big brands really overcharge for sometimes. At the end of the day, it's just some decent line and a couple of bolt snaps. You could find affordable versions online, or even better, make your own. All you need is a couple medium bolt snaps, a couple feet of cord, and a splicing tutorial. This is obviously not the only way to rig up an underwater camera system. This is just my take on a simple, cost-effective way to improve the video out of your action camera. Let me know in the comments if you want me to turn this into a series and talk about compact cameras and maybe eventually bigger mirrorless cameras. Now you know how I like to set up my camera and tray for filming underwater. Hopefully you found that useful. If you learned something, then hit the like button if you wouldn't mind. And remember, if you want to build this exact rig, there are affiliate links in the description below. As always, I'd like to thank Dive Vibe supporters on Patreon. Videos like this would not be possible without them, so thank you. If you'd like access to some additional Dive Vibe content, as well as your name at the end of every video, and my eternal gratitude, you can follow the link to Patreon in the pinned comment below. Thanks in advance. I'd also like to thank you for watching. Dive safe, and I'll see you in the water.